Yo, bartender.
Bar's closed.
Hey, yo, bartender, what's good, man? Let me get a drink, man. Let me get a shot.
Hey, man, I know you just put up to the bar, but we closed.
Come on, man. You gotta be able to give me a shot, man. Come on.
You look like you need a drink, man, but I hate to tell you this, man. We about to close.
So you need to tell me all these people out here, they got drinks and they got shots, but I can't get nothing. The bar closed that soon?
Okay, man, I don't know what else to say. I got this shorty half my age at the crib, and I'm trying to get to it. But last call was 10 minutes ago.
You know what? It's alright. Don't even worry about it. Don't worry about it.
All right. Tell you what, I'm gonna get you one drink, cause it look like you need it.
One drink? I can do one drink. I can do one drink, cause I really, yeah.
Hey, man, anything, man. Look like you got a lot on your mind and you need a friend right now. Pour it on me. Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.
All right, welcome to Bar Talk with Jay.
Welcome.
One of the things I'm going to brought to you by is Camo Dumpsters. We're doing great things up in Tennessee. I want to do great things in Atlanta and across the world, but one of the things I can tell you, change up will happen, but it takes time.
Yes.
Anything that you really want to be fine, they say it takes a little aging time. Well, we're trying to do that, and in that time, we're trying to make sure we mass produce greatness
Yes.
than weakness.
Yes.
So give me a little time, and you'll be seeing us soon. But one of the things I can tell you, we're taking this time to grow, to be a better source for you. And that's what we're going to start off over here at Camo. Now, I got to get back with the person been rocking with me for over 6 years. Coming this bad boy with a smile each and every time. Craftmatic, how you doing tonight, big baby?
Everything's gravy, Jay. Everything's lovely, man.
Man, gravy's so good on potatoes. Lord have mercy.
Yes, sir. That's one of my favorite things in the world, man.
Come on,
gravy,
now.
right? I can eat it every meal, right?
Ain't nothing wrong
But
with
life is gravy because, man, I'm just working and grinding. Ain't really got no major issues, you know what I'm saying?
I
I'm
like
just,
that.
getting my things together. There are people who are suffering, man, with bad stuff. There are people who are, they falling from trees and, you know what I mean?
That man said,
Getting fired
not a building, but a
from
tree.
jobs and with 3 kids in the house. And, you know what I mean? They just repoed the car. There's people who got some real problems. So when I look at it from that perspective, man, I'm doing well, bruh.
Bro, we all are. Because again, came back from Tennessee. I was able to see the Mississippi tornado that wiped through there. Now, little Arkansas, look like it got hit as well. A lot of this stuff is happening. Bad weather, temperatures, freezing in certain places that's not normal. This is one of them times that you really got to anchor down. And, it's just a change.
Yes.
But it is. It's a lot of stuff going on right now, besides what they say about the American dollar and what we got going on in Russia and China. The main thing is we still have to look at the problems that we have right now in front of us.
Yes, absolutely.
I feel like some of this is a distraction. You keep hearing about Trump. You hear about this. I feel like get past the distractions and understand we got our own problems that we got to handle on our level. But we want to go to other people's level where you're not going to make an impact. Make the impact right there in front of you.
Yes.
The person you with, the people that you're around, make that impact. Make a serious decision to make a conscious decision to be something positive.
Yes.
And it's not going to be easy. And that's why I would tell anybody to go to Minecraft.
That's right.
Listen to a small sermon to get you motivated. It don't take all day, but it just takes you 1 minute to figure out where you want your mind at. And then you'll change your destiny. And that's what we're trying to do over here. Bar Talk.
And that's a great way to introduce our show. This is Bar Talk with Jay. My name is Craftmatic. This is my boy Smooth Jay. And we are here to liberate your minds and souls with a fantastic dialogue. We're going to just sit here and chop it up over, particularly tonight, time and humor. We're going to talk about time and humor. And as we do, we want you to find a way to grow, find a way to nurture yourself with some new ideas, make some clear and cut decisions about how you're going to use this conversation or this new information, perhaps. But, there should be greater benefit to your time and to your humor as a result of this show. And that's the therapeutic part of it. And so we hope you enjoy and get something great out of it. We, of course, start the show off with a prayer.
Oh, yeah.
Knock 'em pray for us, Jay?
Knock 'em out.
All right. Let's just pray over the topic. Heavenly Father, we come into your presence with our heads bowed and our hearts humbled, just thanking you for being God.
Yes.
We thank you for being our protection. We thank you for being our strength. We thank you for being our light in the times of darkness. We ask, Heavenly Father, that you would give us a better understanding, a greater wisdom of time and humor tonight. Speak through us as show hosts. Speak through us as people who are wanting to get the best and the most out of this life. Show us something, some wisdom, and some particular perspective or perception of perspective that we all need to understand in order to get more out of this life. We're looking for increase. We're looking to be better. We're looking for better health. We're looking for more peace. We're looking for more life, more understanding, more truth. We're looking for a forward progress in life that just purely says advancing from joy to joy to joy. We thank you for being here tonight in this show. Speak your perfect work and will. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Woo! I felt that in so many different ways.
And I got a feeling something good is going to come out of this topic tonight.
It normally does.
One of the things that I heard you say, Jay, that always just really throws a wrench in most people's lives.
Okay.
Distractions.
Oh my goodness.
And, you know, sometimes people are distracted and they're distracted for long periods of time before they wake up.
Correct.
We cannot afford to be sideswiped by distractions.
Correct.
They come in many forms.
They do.
Hundreds of forms, perhaps. Sometimes they come in the form of people. Sometimes they come in the form of technology. Sometimes they come in the forms of food. Sometimes they come in the forms of your dating mindset. Sometimes they come in the form of entertainment. But there are all kinds of distractions. There are all kinds of things and people and circumstances that are pulling and vying for your attention.
Correct.
And what it does is it takes you off of your path. If you were supposed to be 100 yards every 30 days and you got involved in a distraction, you're only going to be at 50 yards in 30 days because your time and energy, etc., was consumed by the distraction.
Correct.
And so this thing that pulled you off of your path took your time, your energy, your money, your talent, all your gifts. In fact, you could probably say that everything that you experience in the midst of a distraction diminishes your entire life's potential. Everything that you experience in a distraction is just taking away a part of your whole life. Now, I'm very empathetic. We had this word.
Yes,
I'm very empathetic for those who get lost in distractions and don't know, right? Because we don't know what we don't know.
Right.
Right? Have you ever gotten involved with something or someone and you really put a lot in and then all of a sudden you realize that, hey, I made a big mistake here?
Yep.
Right? That you feel like, I just wasted all this time.
Yep.
Right? And so sometimes those distractions can, if you don't know, I kind of get it. But if you know and you don't do anything about it,
You allowed it.
shame on you.
Correct.
Shame on you. Now, let's turn the conversation to our topic for tonight, time and humor. And this, Jay and I have basically, produced this type of dialogue that it can go any number of directions.
Correct.
It can go 360 degrees by 360 degrees. Some people want to talk about love. Some people want to talk about, the universe and death. And some people want to talk about, whatever. But it can go any direction. Where would you like to start, Jay?
I'm going to have some fun with it. I'm going to pick with the humor side, and then we'll go with the time side.
Okay.
Humor is one of the things I like to tell you. It releases a lot of the tension that I have. I don't like all the sadness of the world. There's a lot of things I can speak on that makes me very sad.
Yeah.
But how about the stuff that makes me laugh and brings me back up? Because I think it's a more rejoice.
Right.
I like to be humorous because I want to be rejoiceful. I don't want to look at everything as a negative. There's some situations that I can't do that. And I understand that. But when I can, I inject it. That's part of my happiness.
Yes.
My humor is a part of a force in me that I like for people to see. That I don't want to look at everything depressing. When most people hear me coming, they be like, yo, I don't know what he about to say. I used to be offended by that. Okay, man, I ain't tell you that. You gonna say idiot everything. And
That is you, Jay. That is you.
It
though.
is.
You never know what's gonna come out of Jay, and that's what
But
makes Jay
Just
interesting.
make me
Yeah.
and it's gonna be so much different. But again, I think about and strategize about some of the humor that I have. There is some people that I just stay on, and I do apologize. So if I joan you for a very long time, I apologize because I know it could be a bit much.
Right.
But one of the humor is everybody's laughing because of the fact that I'm trying to pull some different things.
Right.
And it's not always about a put down. It's really a raise up.
Right.
And I joan on myself. I mean, being honest, if you can't take criticism, then why are you giving it?
That's right.
So my humor is just built off of me. It's built off of fun, enjoyment, because I really feel like life should be more of a laughter than a cry.
Right. Ooh,
But we
yes.
gotta balance.
Yes.
All right. So there's sometimes I can't joke because there's a lot of people hurting.
Yes.
It's not a time. But again, you gotta be able to be flexible to realize what are you trying to put out. And again, that's that sympathy and empathy that you have to hold. But when it's time for me to cut up, I'm gonna try to cut a rug. I'm gonna try to do some things that's gonna be very joyful, funny, laughing, and then I'm gonna leave you with an impact.
Right.
And that's really that dash that I'm always trying to leave with somebody.
Right.
Now flick it back to time. Time is precious. And the mind is I like to enjoy more of it. How you know I like to enjoy it? By the things that you see, hear, and how you laugh.
Yes.
Because that makes your life laughable, fun, enjoyable.
Yes.
That's what you have to inject in it because there's some serious things that you got to do, and that's called focus on certain things to get done.
Right.
And I really feel like if you do that, you'll stop a lot of that distraction that's happening in your life. Because you distracted because you're not focused.
Right.
Because if you was more focused, you wouldn't let people just pull you away. You
Right.
wouldn't let everybody control you because you have a destiny and you're not going to get there. Knowingly, you're letting everybody distract you.
Right.
So again, it's a twofold. It's a learning thing. But again, going back to how I'm looking at this, when it comes to time, it's valuable and it ain't worth me wasting.
Right.
So when you talk about a bad relationship, you're right. I never want to look at it just as a waste of time, but it's going to be one of the things that I can equate it to.
Right.
Because it's a number to me. So if I spent 2-3 years with you and I knew it wasn't going to work, I got to ask myself, how much time do I have to invest in things like this? It's going to bring no fruit.
Yes.
It's not going to get me anywhere. But I'm willing to do it because I'm scared to be alone.
Right.
And I got to check my aloneness first, okay? And then I need to deal with that situation. Because I'm allowing it. I cannot blame that person.
Right.
I don't want to blame no more. And that's something we all need to realize. Quit the blame and understand the shame. The shame is you not understanding yourself and making a decision.
Right.
That's the shameful part, and it hurts. But the bottom line, you need to grab a hold of that. Grab a hold of your kahunas or whatever you want to say and get the tenacity
Right.
to do the right damn thing.
There you go.
And it's going to cause some a little bit of pain because people ain't going to like it.
Yeah.
But why would you want me to waste your life? Why would you want to waste mine? Because one of us is scared to make a decision. That's why you're miserable. And I ain't saying everything need to break up and everybody need to leave the one they with. No, I just said you need to evaluate and then you need to make that decision. Jay, don't call me and talk about Jay said. Because I always hear, Jay always is hard on this. Jay say this. Listen to me thoroughly, you'll hear. You have to make that equation for yourself. Jay's not going to do that. I got to do that for myself at work and whoever I date and I deal with.
Yeah.
So don't put your shit on me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that. It wouldn't be wise because I would tell you all day long. Evaluate, and if I have to evaluate for you, it ain't worth it. Because anybody that's worth it, you're going to keep on fighting. Don't listen to me, fight.
Right.
Keep fighting because it ain't easy.
Mm-hmm.
Most marriages is not all about happiness. It's about a commitment. You committed to God. It's a blood covenant. You're going to take this to the death. If you're going to take it to the death, you need to put in that work. And I really agree with marriage. I just disagree with somebody that don't need to be married and putting somebody down. That's when a decision need to be made because you're going to run ashore. You're going to run a wreck. I don't want everybody to be disappointed. I like to say marriages fail, but I like to say everybody ain't looking at it in the right way. I really feel like if we take the time to learn us and understand what the commitment is and make that plaque of understanding where I'm going, this is a plaque. This is me. We writing it out. This is where we're going. This is what we're going to do. That's what y'all stand by. You stand on that, there's no reason. for failure.
And
The problem is somebody else talked to you somewhere else, and you are somewhere else, and then you get pulled off, and y'all forgot about what y'all came together to do. That's sad to me, and it happens. And I think it even happened to me.
Yeah.
But again, I ain't trying to have it happen no more.
There you go. Man, you covered a lot, and one of the first things you said was about humor is that it releases tension.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, and again, I want the show to be therapeutic. Sometimes some days you have to go and seek humor.
Yes.
Right? It could be in your spirit. It could be around you. It could be coming, here and there. It could just be humorous things that are happening in the world. Maybe you find some humorous programming on your phone in some way. But on tough days, sometimes I come home and put on a comedy show.
Mm-hmm.
On tough days, sometimes I watch I Dream of Jeannie, or I watch The Jeffersons, or I watch Gilligan's Island. On tough days, I bring humor to me. And Jay, you said it. You have to, in many cases in life, inject humor into your life.
Yes.
If you are not injecting humor into your life, you've got to find a way to satisfy that space in your spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And some people might just be at peace. But I think, just like Jay says, somewhere in the midst of all peace, there's probably a laugh.
Right.
There's probably a smile there. There's probably something giddy, that can just make you kind of chuckle a little bit, So humor has been a very, very important part of my life, in that my father always cracked jokes. I mean, he was a jokester. He was constantly cracking jokes. He could tell you 1,000 jokes off the top of his head. I can't remember a joke for nothing. I guess it skips a generation, right?
Don't feel bad.
But he told some of the greatest jokes, and really, his jokes are kind of aligned with the Richard Pryor and the Red Foxes of the world.
Message.
Yeah, he's got that Richard Pryor, Red Fox swag to him, and so humor was always important in our family. When we got together at picnics and barbecues and wherever we were, somebody was cracking a joke. No matter where we were, we was cracking jokes about somebody's shoes. We was cracking jokes about how long the pastor went that day. We were cracking jokes about everything. And I just don't know what life would be like without humor. I don't know that we could really have a compelling and a fulfilling life without some form of humor. We need laughter. We need smiling. We need our spirit. When people smile, there's a certain glow that happens in their eyes. There's a certain glow that happens in your face and in your skin. We know that laughter produces endorphins, and it produces all kinds of other chemical processes that are really, really good for you, right? And of course, the most important part is that you can find a way to escape your stress. You can escape your pains and your hurts. Sometimes in the middle, I've talked to many of people in the years who were going through something difficult, and somehow I was able to make them laugh. Somehow I had them cracking up before I got off the phone with them, right? And I think that my father gave me that because I realize now that his sense of humor really helped people. It just gave people, a reason to live a little bit more that day, and you never know what people are going through. People was, I'm sure a lot of people going through a lot of nonsense see my dad come around and they start smiling.
Right.
They start knowing because he gonna start cracking jokes and they was laughing the last time he saw him, etc. So find a way to put some humor in your life, right? Not just entertainment, but real humor, something that's gonna brighten you. Sometimes that could be, reading stories and stuff like that. Maybe that brings some humor to you, but we got to make this life fun. Now, time, one of the most precious gifts under the sun.
Right, it is.
And we as humanity take it for granted too often. We sometimes we take it for granted because we don't know, and those people who do know take it for granted because they sometimes believe they don't have any measure of production in their time.
Ooh, I like that one.
Right? They don't have any measure of, how much life they have achieved, or, where their potential lies versus where their reality lies.
Oh, yes.
Time throws people off. It puts people in a spin sometimes. One of the spins that happen is that people are constantly saying to themselves, I don't have enough time. And I believe that is a self-fulfilling prophecy. Because how come these people can get 1,000 things done in the year, and you can only get 200 done in your year, right? That the difference in that is that they're more effectively using their time.
Correct. And
so we have to learn how to be productive in life in order to take advantage of time. That comes through the process. That's a process, right?
I agree.
We realize that, hey, I can get from this side of the room to that side of the room if I crawl on my knees rather than crawl on my belly. Isn't that how baby thinks, right? They on their belly, they moving around, right? But when they catch that knee action,
they
moving, right? And so now they can go, they can move further, faster, quicker, etc. in the same amount of time.
Once they learn that one move.
And then they're going to escalate and learn that one more move. As soon as they get on their feet, they can get over there even much faster, right? Without dirtying up the clothes and all that stuff, right? And this is the lesson that we all learn in life. So we're working, kind of the mission of time is that we're working in life to be so productive that we can magnify our productivity in each minute. We can magnify our productivity in each day. We can magnify our product. So last year I made $30,000. Well, this year, in the same 365 days, I need to make $60,000. In the same 365 days next year, I need to be making $100,000. In the same 365 days next year, I need to be making $1 million. So we're attempting to create these processes and systems in our life that will produce more fruit in the same amount of time.
Okay, harvest that one. I like that.
Right?
You plant a seed.
Yeah. And boy, let me tell you, you just said something magical. Seed. There is seed time and there is harvest time.
That is right.
And if you are operating in harvest mode during seed time, you losing the game.
Right.
If you are operating in seed mode at harvest time, you are blowing it. There is a time for knowledge. There's a time for movement. There's a time for laughter. There's a time for crying.
Yes.
There's a time for sadness. There's a time for everything, right? And I think one of the other challenges in life is that, this measurement of time, we typically have called them seasons. That we're going to pass through all kinds of seasons in our life. There's going to be good seasons and bad seasons and et cetera, but we have to know in the midst of each of them that it's only for a season. And so if you are making a lot of money, you got to know it's only for a season. And so now you're going to take that money and you're going to prepare it so that it lasts through dozens of seasons.
Ooh.
Right?
Okay.
Right? And so if you're going through a hardship, you got to know that this is going to end. And so what you're going to do is you're going to keep moving like you were expecting this to end.
Correct.
Right?
I'm listening.
So know that these seasons will come and go. All of them, just like people, will come and go out of your life. They're not meant to be there for all eternity. Sometimes even your mother or father or people who are close to you are not meant to be there.
Get the boot.
They're not meant to be there all the time, right? I would imagine, and let's all just try to think like God, right? We just try to think like God. We can't, but we just going to attempt to here. That if I was thinking like God, that I would say, okay, that I created this mother, and this mother created this child, right? And this mother's love of this child is so strong and so beautiful, but at a certain point, this mother's love of their child is getting in the way of this child's growth.
Right.
Right? And so, as God, I would say, okay, I'm going to take this mother's love and I'm going to put it somewhere else. Because I need this child to stand in a space where there is no love for a time so that they can develop a character and a quality that's going to strengthen them for the road ahead.
I hear you on that one.
You see what I mean?
Yeah,
and so,
you talking to me.
and so, just because we got mama's love don't mean it's always going to be there. Especially if you ain't doing the right thing. You see, you'll lose the mother's love for a time if you don't do the right thing.
I hear you.
You see, righteousness has a lot to do with time, right? And so you have to understand that everything depends on everything in life.
I can understand.
Right? If I behave badly, then I'm probably going to experience some bad times.
That's what karma normally
My
is.
behavior in this time affected my experience during this time. It's all related,
Yes.
right? If I produce good behavior in this time, it's going to produce a good experience during this time. That's cause and effect. That means I can cause something to happen in this particular time and expect that it would have an outcome in this particular time. Can you get return on investment before you make the investment?
No.
No, it's impossible, right? You have to research the right investment and put the time in to learn the right areas to focus on. And once you get that time system down, once you spend the time on knowledge, then you can use that knowledge for another time to make the investment and get the return. But if you're not utilizing the time, you're not producing you're not producing a path that's going to lead you to results. Long story short, folks, is we have to keep our feet moving.
Yes. It's work.
This life is not about lounging. This life is not about vacations. It's not about having a good time. It's not about just being here. This is a time to produce fruit. And if you will look around you, every plant, every tree, every animal, every insect, every creature, everything is producing fruit. It has no choice because time forces you to produce fruit. And if you don't produce fruit in the time that you have, you will waste away. And your life will waste away and you will have nothing at the end to show for it. If you don't keep your feet moving, you will have nothing at the end to show for it. That's a discussion on time if I ever heard it, Jay.
No, you so on point. Because one of the things I can tell you is you pinpoint and you get back to focus, like I was saying before.
Yeah.
That's why you got to be laser focused, and then you will not be wasting time. The biggest time is if you don't got nothing in front of you, everything's a distraction.
Yeah.
It's hard to get it until you get broken down to a point where you understand it better.
Yeah. And there are people. I don't know where we are on time. If you keep me up on, but there are people who are using a extreme amount of their time distracted by fear.
I agree. I totally agree.
They are afraid to fall. I mean, why wouldn't somebody move? Give me some reasons why somebody doesn't move. Why don't they do what they're supposed to do or what they can do?
Can I throw one in there?
Go ahead.
On this one.
Go ahead, Jay.
I think this is why some people hate. They're scared of your success.
Ah, okay.
They're scared to move themselves.
They're afraid to move.
So by you moving, it makes them more uncomfortable. So they really almost want to sabotage you, then work on them.
That's right.
And that's why we got haters out here. And I hate to point y'all out, but somebody need to. Because again, he pointed on too many things for me to let you squander away and understand you have purpose too. But you need to get off that case of somebody else and get on yours.
That's right.
Your work is needed towards you, but you want to work on tearing somebody else down. That's just crazy.
And the question here is, in what you're saying, Jay, is how are you using your time? And we can clearly see that some people are using their time for nothingness.
Correct.
They're using their time, and the time that they're using isn't going to have any tangible outcomes in their future. So the time is being wasted. It's like a rat being on one of them things, one of them wheels,
Gerbil wheel.
But they can't even see it. They can't see that they're going to spend dozens of hours, really, really intense hours, and have nothing to show for it tomorrow.
And a lot of people envy you because they look at your success and they think it come easy.
Right.
It's not easy. They don't understand the concept that there ain't no such thing as luck. You create your own luck.
That's exactly right.
What you put in it is what you're gonna get out
That's
of.
exactly right.
And that's life.
That's life, man. And
That's on
I
point.
one of my favorite kind of quotes, captions, that song that say, "It's the God in me."
Mm-hmm.
That lady said, "But what you don't know is when you get home and." She get home and she get on her knees. She get home. She's working all night.
Right.
She's like, if you go to my house right now, my house looks like a studio.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't even look like a living space. I got tripods and easels and easel pads all over the walls. There's writing everywhere.
Right.
There's computers and books and lighting and cores. You know what I mean? Like I'm using my time to produce my life's work, and I want to do nothing else, But the point you made, Boo, is so incredibly powerful that I'm kind of losing my train of thought because my mind is going so many places. But we kind of talk about haters, you know what I mean?
We were.
Yeah, we
I did it.
kind of talk about haters,
I
but
snitched.
haters using time that really will have no fruit for them. In fact, I think there's a karmic law that if we use our time to hurt others, that in a very short period of time, the time will be used to hurt you. And the person who you are attempting to hurt may not be the person hurting you when it's your time to hurt. There's a karmic law that's going on that says what you put out is what you get back. And some folk need to look at their life right now and think about, is what they are living in right now what they put out in the previous times. What they're experiencing right now could be a manifestation of what you did. Correct. So we have to own something that perhaps we didn't do right in the past.
I agree.
That's another thing, man. Righting your past wrongs. Sometimes you cannot do it. Sometimes there's not enough of you sitting in the now to fix yesterday.
Nope.
But if you have no remorse for some bad things that you did, then it's continuing to be in your current time, activating in your life right now.
Right.
There are gremlins that you created 10 years ago, and those gremlins are still chasing you right now.
Yeah.
That's not the life you want to live, right?
Nope.
The other side of that equation is we have to learn how to let go of the past. It serves us only to teach us. It serves us only to help us understand the good and the bad and the rights and the wrongs and how we can improve. We should be able to do better today than we did yesterday. That's the purpose of the past. It explains what we should and could do for our future. But do not let your past be your representative for the future.
I agree.
Do not let your past establish the standard for your future. We must operate in a spirit of newness, that it didn't work out then, but I'm going to make it work out this time.
There you go.
Right? I have this thing that when people tell me they've been married 2 and 3 times, I think to myself, shit happens and you can start anew. Mm-hmm. This might not have been the right one, but the next one just might be the right one. And so you can't give up on love because you just had a bad relationship.
Thank you.
You have to renew yourself and try again. And so I'm okay with people who have the strength and the courage and the insight to try again.
Right.
Right? But our past is sweet if we let it go and learn the lessons. But if we don't learn the lessons, our past will repeat itself. And you will find yourself spinning in a self-fulfilling prophecy that only you can overcome. But if you spin for too long, you're going to be in the matrix, and you're probably not going to come out unless something extreme happens in your life. Right? And so we got to catch ourselves.
Right. And
You know, going into these patterns. I keep dating the same people. Okay, I'm going to stop dating for a while. I ain't going to date nobody. And then when I go back, I'm going to date somebody different. You can't put yourself in the self-fulfilling prophecy that, I like strong men, and the strong men that you get always end up going to jail. You can't end up attracting that same kind of person, you know? Overcome it so you can get to your new life.
Because again, the number one thing is to help you stop wasting time.
Help you produce more fruit in the same amount of time. Right?
To make it worthwhile.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. It's back to that farmer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now you know when to plant it. You know when to wait for it. What to put with it. And then to know when he's going to harvest it. Because you got to take the time to realize you.
That's right.
The farmer got his formula down to grow his.
Right.
When you going to grow you.
When you going to grow you. Yeah. And I tell you, just to kind of piggyback off of that, Jay, that plant your seeds. One of my favorite sermons is by T.D. Jakes. And he says that the storm and the rains are coming. The rains are coming.
No doubt.
But if you have not planted any seed, the rains coming will mean nothing to you.
That's correct.
Plant your seeds. Plant seeds every day. Plant seeds for your future. Plant seeds for your kid. Plant seeds toward love. Plant seeds towards prosperity. Plant seeds for God. Plant seeds for all the good stuff in life. You got to keep working to plant seeds, because when the rain comes, that's the only opportunity you're going to have to be able to get your seed to germinate into real fruit.
Correct.
But if the rains come and you haven't planted any seed, the rains is just going to be mud for you. The rains is just going to be muddy waters. And because you won't have any seed that's going to be germinating and producing fruit on the other side of this storm.
Really?
Let's
Like
plant
that?
seeds. Let's plant seeds all the days of your life. I'm going to take a segment. How much time we got, boo? About 5 minutes. Okay, can I just get a couple of minutes here, Jay? Just
Let's go for it.
I just want to pour into you here a little bit.
I'm listening.
Okay. Time is like love. Love must love something. Love must have a body. Love must have an effect.
Right.
Love must love something.
Okay.
Time must have a fulfillment. And let me tell you what I mean. There's 30 days in a month. Every single day in this month, let's just say this is the month of April, right?
All right.
Every single day in this month, I want you to take your calendar and I want you to point to every day of the month. And in that day, I want you to write something that you're going to do that adds life to your life.
Okay.
So you're going to do something on Monday, you're going to do something on Tuesday, you're going to do something on Wednesday, you're going to do something on Thursday, you're going to do something on Friday, right? Here's what's happening. I am now looking into my future and I'm filling up these time blocks so that I can make sure that they have maximum power and effectiveness to creating my future.
I like that task.
Successful people's calendars are full. Because I've said, you know what? In the next 30 days, I can create this. And so we have to learn how to fill up our calendar in order to take advantage of time.
I like that.
Excuse me.
I'll be the
That's
first
what
to
we're
tell you.
talking about here, to take advantage. These are mental nuggets. Next week, you want to improve your health. You're going to do one thing every single day toward your health. And you're going to make sure that you get those things done. Now, on Monday, your goal is to go to the vitamin store. When you leave the vitamin store,
Right.
you have made sure now that the rest of your week's diet has all the packed vitamins that you need. If you didn't do that, then you're going to go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday without nutrition. Do you see how one hour segment on Monday was able to take care of and add so much maximum potential of healing and health for the rest of my week because I picked up my vitamins. Right. But if I don't make the time on Sunday night to pick up my vitamins, now I'm living my whole week on half energy.
Correct.
Simple things can make maximum results. That's what I want you to think about from now on, folks. How can I take simple things and create maximum productivity out of it, right? Take something that I already have and make it better, potentially. You see what I mean?
I like the potential.
The other way to utilize time is positive thinking. Always think about your future as positive. Always thinking about the meeting you're going to have next week. See them giving you a standing ovation. The introduction, you're gonna meet somebody or you got a project going on. Right. Always see it very successful. Now I'm taking my current time and seeing my future time successful. I couldn't use my time today more effective than that. There's nothing I could do right now than see tomorrow as positive. There's nothing I do more effective right now than to see tomorrow as positive.
I can see that.
The Lord told us that's knowing thyself. I see a fantastic day tomorrow. I see a fantastic meeting. I see a vacation coming up. I don't know how it's going to happen, but sometime in the next 3 months, the Lord going to give me a vacation and I'm going to go and rest and have a good time and relax and get my hand loose and just chill. I don't know when that's coming, but I'm prophesying a time that it's going to manifest. My thoughts create my reality. What did I just do with this time? I created more time with the manifestation of maximum effectiveness and productivity in my life. We have to use our mind to create life. And we create life, but we utilize life, the essence of life, by filling time slots. That's what I'm asking you to do. Fill your time slots with a prayer. Fill your time slots with going to get ice cream. Fill your slots with calling your grandmother. Fill your time slots with planning your vacation. Fill your time slots with doing your meditation. Fill your time slots to work out. Fill your time slots to get your hair done. Fill your time slots to take care of that research that you want to do. Fill your time slots to grow a business on the side while you got a full-time job. Right. All it takes, you put a half hour in a night, a week, you got 3-4 hours working on your small business after you don't work your 9 to 5. Yep. Next thing you know, that small little increment could produce an opportunity for you to leave them and you become the boss and make 3 times as much.
Yes.
During the same 365 days.
And all you did was change your focus and how you think.
Well, what we did is we built. We changed our focus, but we were able to build on what we have.
I like that.
Right? If you're not producing anything to have, there's going to be nothing to produce. No outcome for you.
Yeah, there's no harvest.
There you go. This is a lot of external motivation, but the inside is that we got to change our thinking. You have plenty of time to get your life done. I don't care if you're 20. I don't care if you're 50 or 60. Decide what you want to do and go and get it done. Don't worry about time. If you die in the middle of your passion, you are on your path. If you die in the middle of trying to get the library built for your grandson's school, you're okay. Nothing has happened in vain.
Nope.
As long as you're on your path. But if you die and you're not on your path, you left significant amounts of potential for yourself, your family, your future, and your generations because you were unwilling to focus on productivity in the now. The now is right now. Take advantage of the now. Now starts now. Take advantage of the now. Don't start your business tomorrow. Start it now. Don't read the book tomorrow. Read it now. Don't seek love and dating and all that stuff tomorrow. Seek it now. Today is the day, and it's the only day. That's why we call it the present. And I think we can close out right there.
Man, we really can, because one of the things I can say, if y'all get confused about anything we got Minecraft segments that's out there that's going to help you enhance this as you go through life. Because again, my show is just an hour. We got, 1 minute things out there right now that you
1
can
minute,
focus in.
30 seconds.
So make the time to give a damn. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah.
We're doing this for a reason.
That's good, James.
Take that time. It's a little small amount, but it's going to add a seed. And if you understand what we're trying to do, God will water it, and it will harvest.
And it will harvest. That's a great way to
Make it
close
happen.
out. This has been Bar Talk with Jay. My name is Craftmatic. This is my boy Smooth Jay.
In the building.
And we want to thank you folks for being with us tonight. Just trying to be leaders here in our own community.
Yes.
And we hope you like it. We hope you love it. We hope you share it. Please, we're here every Tuesday from 7 to 8, Facebook Live. You can find us on all the major platforms.
Yep.
Like, share, subscribe, and continue to come back and bring your friends and family. We just want to say, folks, we appreciate you. We love you. And with that, we are out.
Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk